Welcome back to Broken Bobby's Transformation Page. If you are new to the page, in 1990 I became involved in the drug gang world. From 92 to '06, I spent a lot of time incarcerated. I tell these stories to let you know it don't have to be you. If you're young and thinking about trying something or you're figuring out how to get out, these are my stories of this lifestyle and how it affected me, and eventually I got out and transformed my life. So let's get into today's story. Welcome back to the channel. So, as you see by the thumbnail, this is catching a child predator in LA County Jail. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Subscribe to the channel if you like this sort of content. Smash that like button, drop a comment, and share this video to somebody you think might enjoy this sort of content. So let's get right into it here. The year's around 1999. And I want to say I'm on the 3000 floor somewhere. Where exactly at, I don't recall. But I'm upstairs. I'm in Charlie Row. And, uh, I'm just in there doing my time. There's a lot of movement going on. People going in and out to court and people just coming into the system. They move you around a lot in LA County Jail. But, yeah, I was upstairs, and apparently there was somebody downstairs who did something wrong. And the way that was determined was the court lines were coming back. And this is usually sometime in the evening time. And apparently, according to what I heard, somebody seen the guy downstairs that had did something wrong at court, and he had some funny charges. He was doing some bad things with children, apparently. Now, usually they segregate these people right away because they know what's going to happen to them, but it seems like somehow this guy slipped through the cracks and thought he could walk mainline when that's a really poor decision. I don't know who you think you're fooling. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what happened, why he decided he wanted to walk the main line, but he arrived back from court. And like I said, I'm upstairs, he's downstairs, so I didn't even see the guy. I don't know who it was or anything like that. But one of the homies downstairs had yelled up to one of the homies upstairs to let him know when the guard cleared his walk. And in LA County Jail, when you're in those cell blocks in Men's Central, which is where this was, the guards are supposed to walk the tier once an hour, and they come through, they look in, they, make sure everybody's there. I guess it's not really a count. It's more of a security check, I guess, safety check, to make sure somebody isn't lying there unalived or something. But so the deputy comes through to do the walk, and once he clears, he comes in at one end of the tier and he goes out on the other end of the tier. And once he cleared the walk, the homie upstairs yelled down, it's clear or whatever. And that's when the attack happened. Now, like I said, I couldn't see anything that was going on, but I could hear it clearly. And this was one of my first experiences with hearing something like this. And to describe it the best I can, if you've ever been to a basketball game, the way you hear the squeaky sound of the sneakers on the court, that's part of it. And then there's a bunch of thumping, and like it's a very, if you've ever been there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Or anywhere for that matter. You don't need to be in Men's Central. This is common in cell fights in prison even, or this wasn't exactly a fight, though. Dude done the unthinkable, according to what was said, and they took care of it From what I understand, they used weapons on this guy. And now, keep in mind, these were 4-man cells, if I remember correctly, or they may have been 6-man cells. I don't know, but it sounded like everybody in the cell was participating in this one. And honestly, if someone like that is around you, that's pretty much the expectation if you are active. And like I said, this is GP, so it is what it is. Like I said, you hear the squeaking sound of the feet trying to get traction as they're involved in this attack, and a lot of people start flushing their toilets to disguise the noise. So you have a bunch of toilets flushing up and down the tier, and when the flushing stopped, there was like a gasping sound, like it was, this was a bad person, allegedly, that got taken care of. And, if what they alleged with this guy was true, then I feel like he probably got what he deserved. He did get what he deserved. Children are sacred. Nobody should be committing these kind of crimes, and there is no cure for it, in my opinion. Now, the CDCR probably feels differently about that, but it is what it is. This is the mentality, and I feel like if you are locked up and you come across somebody like this, it's your duty as a man to do that next man a favor whose child was touched inappropriately. So this is the kind of stuff that happens. Now, I don't know if they actually seen any paperwork on this guy. I mean, this could have been politicking. Maybe somebody didn't like somebody and said that, because, I would think that you would be in a keep away status in LA County Jail, because with those sort of charges, because they know what's going to happen. That cell downstairs became a crime scene, and those convicts that were in there with him, their charges just went up significantly. Now, I don't know if he was completely unalived or how that all worked out, but there was a bunch of ruckus and noise down there after it was over, and the guards I could hear them yelling orders to turn around and cuff up to come out of the cell. And I can only imagine what the cell looked like afterwards. Like, it's not Hollywood. So I guess the message of the day is, if you don't break the law and end up in these different institutions, you won't have to worry about any of that stuff. And I don't just mean the guy that got poked up. Some of these guys that were in there probably were on short time and were going to be home in less than a year, and now they could potentially be doing life. So, family, fitness, and freedom are what helped me to stay on the right path, and they can help you as well. If you are actively in an addiction, today's a great day to start. I believe in you. You can do this. So, as I always say, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate it. If you like this sort of content, subscribe to the channel, please. Drop a comment and let me know what your experiences were like in LA County Jail. It's a pretty interesting place. And don't look at the mountain, just start climbing.